What's good, y'all? This is the first installment of SLiC Talk. I'm your host, Jelani McCoy. Jelani_McCoy_34 on Instagram. These are my co-hosts. We'll start with the OG, Kristan Johnson.
AKA KJ, I'm at Point Forward Pro on Twitter.
I'm Ray Young, AKA Ray Yizzle. I'm at Ray H Young 3 on IG. And on Twitter, I'm Ray_Yizzle, Yizzle. Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it. Let's get right into what we know. Let's give us Lakers. Let's start with the Lakers. Let's start with Magic Johnson departing the Lakers. Let's talk a little bit about Magic Johnson's story. It's not adding up quite right. He's going a little. Is he older age? Magic going a little senile. It's kind of just saying whatever. Let's touch on Magic.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah,
what exactly are you saying?
When you say the story's not full.
Yeah, what's not adding up? What's not adding up?
On social media, and they're saying the Magic's timeline isn't adding up, and some of the things that he's brought in this.
Well, you can't believe everything you see on social media. Number one.
I'm just
number two. I'm rolling with Magic and his side of things. I have no reason not to. This man is a walking, entrepreneur. I mean, he's worth $600 million. You're telling me somebody that's worth $600 million
is lazy.
Is lazy. So you lost me there, and I don't care if you talk about this guy doesn't come to the office. Whatever you're talking about,
you're not trying to hear that.
Whatever you're talking about, miss me with all that. You just don't lose your work ethic because you joined the Lakers front office. This guy on Starbucks built, big time real estate mogul, movie theaters.
Yep.
I mean, I can keep going down the list. And you're telling me that he gets a job as a president of the Lakers, the organization that he led to 5 championships he's synonymous with. You're telling me that he got lazy all of a sudden? Man, get up out of here.
You're not buying it.
I don't buy nothing that none of these dudes are talking about.
Executive office as the president of the Los Angeles Lakers. Not buying it. Ray Young, you want to touch on it?
Chance. No, Chris said it all. No, it's so real. It's like, come on, guys. How are you guys going to discredit Magic Johnson? I mean,
it comes with the territory. Look, that's not.
It's Magic.
Yeah.
And if I'm a player on the outside looking in, do I want to get into this LA/Podge, LA through Salt? I mean, Magic through Salt. Period. Point blank. He hated for somebody now. This is weird because I will say for somebody that hated,
It's.
but still loves the Lakers.
It's not even about that.
There.
But it's not even about that.
That wasn't the time.
I mean, think about it.
I think
Magic
the grade was out on both sides. The Lakers
No
cut
question.
Magic. The Lakers cut Magic. They hid behind Magic. You know what I mean? They waited for Rob Pelinka to come in there, and every other fixture that was behind the scenes got a Jenny's ear a little bit, and they hid behind Magic. At the end of the day, Magic did his job. He got LeBron here.
He got LeBron there.
He wanted to do some other
Yep.
spring cleaning this spring and summer to get ready for the last couple of years of LeBron contract, and he wasn't able to do it at the end of the day. So he had to break wide.
But why'd he say it? Why do you go on TV? Because I feel like that didn't help. That
It's
didn't
LA.
help. That
It's
didn't
LA.
help.
Why don't you go on
Because
TV? Why don't you talk about it? Why is this a private deal?
Phil Jackson played
Give me a break.
everything out in the media
This
when
is
they were
crazy.
winning titles in Los Angeles.
Look, this is crazy. You're asking one of the greatest, the most iconic sports figures of the 20th century to not talk about being in a toxic environment with the Lakers. You got Tim Harris, president of AG, calling shots. He's on the business side. No. He's on the business side. Magic was hired to do a job on the basketball side. So why wouldn't he be pissed off and hurt and like, what are y'all? That's just the ultimate slap in the face. Tim Harris in the meetings calling Magic like.
I don't even know who Tim Harris
That's
is.
why you got to read up on it. You got to listen to the interview. He's the president of AEG. So Magic in the interview with Stephen A, he was talking about how when Jeannie brought in Tim Harris, and Magic was like, Tim Harris? He's like, I answered to Jeannie. Now I got to answer to Tim. Tim's on the business side, AEG on the Lakers, the whole nine. But so what I saw.
We're already having a loaded deck with Rob Pelinka.
What I saw was a guy that was hurt, a guy that was pissed off that he was disrespected by his own family, by his big little sister. Okay. That's what I saw, and that's what we got to get out of this. We can't. I mean, we the media twists up a lot of things, and it's hard to form like a clear, concise opinion about stuff because you're hearing so much stuff. But when you listen to him, like we did,
the Cliff Notes.
He told you the whole nine.
Right.
I agree.
And the looks, and it was
I
all
don't
over
think
his
he's lying.
face. It was all over his face.
I don't think he's lying. I just thought like, dude, that didn't help the Lakers. That's not gonna help.
Is anybody coming in this new batch of free agents that's coming in? Is anybody coming here to play in Los Angeles? We got hold on. But before I want to we get into this, we can just know in the conversation we probably have a Laker hater. Right now, we got some front.
It's fine.
Front running Bay. We got some front running.
That's fine.
Golden State Warriors stuff going on over here to my left. But are the Lakers getting any of this new free agent?
You know, it's really been unique in the last, I say, 2 years or so. LA somehow has gotten a reputation, both on the professional collegiate level, UCLA Lakers, as not being a destination anymore. Now all of a sudden LA is not it.
Is it the
now wait. Now all of a sudden LA is not tight. Now all of a sudden this ain't one of the best jobs you could ever hope for, being the head coach of the Lakers or being the head coach of UCLA. So there's a smear campaign going on by the media, by and large, and fans are buying into it.
Against Los Angeles?
It is against, because they're trying to sell something that is complete bullshit.
Well, it is the only thing within throughout the fan base. It's the only place where they chant beat LA. They're not chanting beat New York or beat Kansas City. You go through every chant, playing from a West Coast team, they chant that beat LA.
If you're a free agent, Jelani, right now, looking at the situation in LA, looking at the roster, looking at the tools, looking at what you got in the cupboard, are you gonna seriously sit there and say, oh man, that front office is in dysfunction, this and that. I don't want to touch it. I'd rather go somewhere else, get the same type of money. I don't want to be a part of one of the top 5 brands in all of the world.
All of sports?
It's a $1 billion entity.
There's dysfunction in all front offices. You know what I mean? If we look around the league, there's been some mishaps, throughout the different front offices in the league.
It's normal.
Being in good positions. I mean, we saw the whole thing when front office got cute, like Boston with all the draft picks. They had all the draft picks that really turned into nothing, didn't turn into those titles. They haven't done anything with those assets. Now those assets are sitting on top of anything doing nothing. So there's sometimes you can mistake activity for achievement in the front office, even with a collection of superstars and players. So absolutely, am I coming over to Los Angeles to play with the resources of what we have in place? Absolutely. I'm coming over here to play with LeBron.
And that's what
I'm coming over here to play in the LA market because I know what I'm gonna do. What I can do off court. If I clean up your image, keep a nice edge up and wave like Raymond over here, you can get you a free car or something.
But let's just stop the narrative that the Lakers is a trash situation. Like, this isn't a destination. We're not gonna get free agents. We can't build a winner. Let's stop that narrative now. Jeannie, Rob, Magic, Linda Rambis, that whole scenario that's been going on is weird. That is like a completely different topic and subject that we should probably get into on a later date.
Absolutely.
But, still staying along the lines of the NBA, we can talk playoffs too. Because and the fact that LeBron's not in the playoffs.
Can I give the other side of how I say absolutely not?
No free agent.
No.
Oh, not
that's
these
crazy.
top tier free agents
Why not?
are going to come set
Why don't you want to wear the purple and gold?
Okay, because this is what I'm saying. I'm saying here's LeBron's problem, right? I felt like LeBron has played basketball geared towards lifestyle. I'm saying when you come into the NBA and you're young, you want to establish your basketball career. I feel like to establish your career, you might not want to do that with the Lakers because they're not established in whatever they're doing. Also, my second thing is, hey, you're still riding a guy no matter what. He is a top 10 or top 5, depending on where you put him. No doubt one of the greatest. However, he's still going into his 17th year. What is the upside? Does that make sense? Los Angeles, to me, right now, doesn't really have a upside outside of what Chris talked about. Well, lifestyle, LA, off court, all that kind of stuff.
Thing to have.
No doubt. But if I'm a young Hooper, why do I want to go to the LeBron mess and there's no upside from it?
Why do you want to go learn from one of the greatest players of all time about keeping your body in shape and learning about
because you might get traded. Number one.
That's the nature of the business.
True, but
you might get traded anywhere you go.
But the likelihood
nothing's guaranteed.
No,
it's not.
The likelihood of you getting traded because you're on a LeBron team is high.
But they didn't trade anybody this year. So how is that possible?
High turnover for coaching, which is about to happen.
One specific incident where he cooked up a new team.
I'm saying LeBron.
This is not this. You're generalizing LeBron. You're generalizing LeBron. He doesn't clear a bench. No, he doesn't clear a bench. Come on.
He cooked up.
That's hyperbole.
He cooked up a new
Does
team
he clear
in
coaches?
a specific situation.
He's had 8 coaches.
He gets coaches that he rocks with. What's
wouldn't
wrong
do
with that?
that?
Magic Johnson got Paul Westhead fired after they won a championship because he wasn't rolling. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't look at Magic like, oh, Magic's a jerk. We did at the time. Revisionist history, though. You're looking back, you're not even thinking about that
has
anymore.
never been what they GOAT coach, and I think it's for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
We're gonna transition out of that. We're gonna let him have that little moment. We're gonna come back to LeBron has never been with the GOAT coach.
We can talk about LeBron all day.
That's a different subject. Let's talk about the end of the Portland Trailblazers run in the Western Conference Finals. Dame Lillard, Dame Dollar, Dame Lillard, whatever you want to call him, coming up empty in the fourth quarter. Pretty much not even the fourth quarter in the fourth game.
Yeah.
The fourth game. Didn't even get the gentleman's sweep, which is winning one game, by the way.
Right.
If you don't know what the gentleman's sweep is, you know what I mean? It's winning one game. Didn't get the gentleman's sweep. You're without KD. You're without DeMarcus Cousins. You get Herculean efforts from Mark Myers, Leonard in the first half, explosion, but you end up nothing from Dame Dollar.
It's unfortunate.
Is this the end of this run with the Portland?
Oh, no.
Hold on. Not the Trailblazers, of this Portland Trailblazers team as it's constructed.
No.
Do they need another piece?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they need another piece to catch the Warriors? Or did you expect the sweep? Give me a couple cliff notes on the Western Conference Finals.
Well, just Dame, I think so much was placed on, the other shot that he hit. That
the bad shot.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But even that his performance, it's hard to top that, right? It's hard to, beat that type of performance. So anything he did was short of that, wasn't gonna measure up. The other thing about this Portland team, I think a guy like Draymond Green will really help them. I think a guy like Draymond Green gets them over the hump. I think that he fits the mold of a Blazer. When we're talking about pieces for Portland, do you blow them up? No. Stoch is signing an extension. They're in a good place. Great coach. They're in a good place as an organization. I think Dame is still young enough to learn from this. I think he still has a lot of room for growth as far as really understanding how to take over a game.
Now, he doesn't have too many times to do this shit right here
How old is he?
we're trending on Brandon
26
Roy type, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
With the plateau here.
Good point.
And then not really after we get to know we're relying on you for the 25 in the playoff and during the atmosphere. You're not going to give it to us. Sometimes you just end up that dude shooting 27, 30-footers at the end of the day because that shit don't be falling.
No.
Correct?
Correct.
Ray, your takes on the Western Conference Final?
I think Dame was hurt.
Everybody hurt.
Yeah, but I mean severely enough to where, put it like this. For somebody that jacks up the amount of shots that he does, for him not to even do that part, I go like, something had to be wrong with his ribs. Right. I just feel like just his mentality, his motor, he would have jacked up a few, and he wasn't even doing that. So I go like, something was definitely wrong. However, Dame, I will say, the one thing that he did this year that I think will distinguish him now more closer to the top 5 is that, hey, he took down Russell Westbrook. That will be the highlight.
That's not a hard thing to do right now.
That
doesn't create the proper ascension into the play. You know what he's done? Okay, he got past that round.
True. He's out of the first losing in the first round type of discussion. He got past
which a lot of players.
But let's not discount that though, because T-Mac never did that. T-Mac, right? Y'all, we all play with the guy. Y'all know how
tremendous bucket.
We give credit to Dame for doing it in the Western Conference, or getting in the Golden Age.
And he did it in the West.
And
so
with another hall. And with another
Not saying that the East is any easier, but
yeah. I'm saying the East is easier. We saw the stat.
NBA.
Hey, we saw the stat.
It's the NBA.
That Dame. I'm just saying what the stat said.
It's the NBA.
He still, just this one series, he literally knocked off 8 number 1 or 2 draft pick players.
Great.
I'm just saying, you're not taking that journey. You're not taking that journey through the East.
That's not. Yes, you are. East. Why wouldn't you? The East don't have bad
good.
records, so the East don't have one or two number one. So we're going to say we're going to pull up a rosters of every team in the Eastern Conference and look at number 1 and number 2 draft picks, and you're telling me that they don't have a lot.
Yes.
Oh man, that's cool.
I'm saying that. Can we do that?
No. Yes, we can. And we're going to waste our time because they do.
No, they don't.
Oh gosh. Okay, Ray.
No, they don't. Name the top 5 point guards in the East.
You said number 1 or number 2 draft picks.
Yeah.
Number 1 or number 2 draft picks aren't always
collected in the
can't
Western
miss
Conference.
and always can't miss prospects. So if Anthony Bennett, who was the number 1 pick, is on a roster in the East, what's that saying? We went through Anthony
wasn't
Bennett.
in there. It was
doesn't
Russell.
matter.
It was Russell.
It doesn't matter.
Westbrook.
That doesn't.
How it doesn't matter?
meaningless.
That's just interesting.
Because during the season, you can look at his numbers. You can
That's
look at
just
his numbers.
interesting.
It's a team game.
That's just
This
interesting.
isn't just
That's
James.
just-
This isn't LeBron. If LeBron did that, you have a point. Dame has help. This isn't LeBron.
Who
This
was
isn't
Dame's
Dame
help?
averaging more than 7
who is
assists.
Dame's help?
7 assists,
Who's
7
Dame's
rebounds.
help?
Can Dame average 7
Who's Dame's
assists,
help?
7
Besides
rebounds?
McCullough.
And
His,
he had
his,
Nurkic
his
before
starting,
he got big.
his
He's
starting
got-
big fella went out, and he still made the
has some
second
help
round.
throughout the
How's
season.
that?
He still
How's
has
that?
some. He
That's-
still has some help throughout the season. Yeah, Enos
I mean,
Kanter come
carrying
over there,
an
put
entire
together-
load.
Kyrie didn't even get out of the
But this is
first
what-
round, and he had way more talent
But that's a
than
different
Dame
story. That's a different
in
story.
the East.
But that's a different story. And this is what happens when you try to carry the load. You end up with those type of injuries, or you tweak something, trying to shoulder too much of the load, trying to shoot the double clutch, one-legged shot from the logo. Your ass ends
And you
up
just
with a
get
strain
beat
or
up.
something,
You
and
just
you
get
just
beat
get
up.
beat up at
You
the
just
end
get
of the
beat
day. Let's stay in the Eastern Conference. Where's the Eastern Conference series? We're at a tie,
2-2.
2-2 right now.
Yep.
2-2 right now. Favorites in the Eastern Conference Final. Give me some take on the Eastern Conference Final. Let's start with you, Liz, and we'll come back on your side.
I'm gonna go Kawhi.
7
games. But I'm gonna go Kawhi if it gets 7. If Giannis can end it by 6, he's in a good place. But I go if they let Kawhi and like that old Spur thing hang around, dude's gonna get lucky. So but I do agree, the Bucks have better talent, no doubt about it. They are a better team. But I just feel like Toronto has a lot of experience. Kyle Lowry's waking up, and Kawhi. I mean, it's just being Kawhi. But we'll see.
Loco.
Kawhi's hurt.
Oh, that's true.
So for me, I mean, he still is able to finish games hurt, which is cool. But for me, it's about the Bucks. You said they have better talent, but that talent still has to play and make contributions. So Middleton, Mirotic, Ilyasova, Brogdon, them guys got to really hoop, and they haven't. They've been okay the last 2 games. They've been up and down. But them as a quartet, they got to play well. They played well
Consistently.
when they beat the Warriors early in the regular season.
Yep.
They have to hit on all cylinders. They got to be locked in, and not thinking about the Warriors, but playing on all cylinders so that when they do face the Warriors,
The
they
condition.
compete.
But you're talking about in this series right here, they have to be clicking on all cylinders to beat this Toronto Raptor team.
Well, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
from what I've
I
seen,
have to agree,
Toronto's.
yeah.
And the thing about Toronto, they threw that zone on them.
Which was great.
It was like a 1-3-1
Yeah, it was great.
or 3-2
Old school.
out front. But it slows down and it gives Giannis a wall to see. And Giannis has arms and things. So, Giannis, instead of him clearing out the top of the key and being able to do his little Euro step, there's guys and arms in there digging out the ball. And then, obstructing his vision on the passing lanes to short corners.
You're changing information.
I think Nick Nurse, that move has been genius as far as from a coaching chess move.
Yep.
That's
It's a lot better than this play behind, put your hand up behind them, and
great
these other
move.
things. But what you got to know,
Exploit the rules.
Let's be honest. Giannis' package is simple. You got your in and out at the top, you know what I mean? Spin, get to the middle. He tries to get one way, then he spins, right? You got your Euro step in transition. Otherwise, you got the long step pro with the kick out to the other side, you know what I mean? So I want to piggyback on what you said, doing things like changing his information and having a 1-3-1 like that, because he's basically just picking a gap. You know what I mean? He's picking or trying to get to a gap, using his length, using his strength. Doesn't really have a lot of touch. Got almost like a football player type of touch toward the basket because of the big Antonio Davis shoulder.
Big shoulder game.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we yet to see a guy with his shoulders like that be a great shooter in the NBA.
Bobby Fields was.
Bobby Fields didn't have the
He had
Giannis
the
shoulder.
Antonio Daniels shoulder.
Big dog?
passed away.
See, that's why we need a
Bobby
we
Fields
need a
passed
pitch.
away.
Yeah,
No, if
yeah,
you see
rest in
Bobby
peace.
Fields, I mean, if you see Bobby Fields, I mean, his shit was like, wow. But he could shoot it.
But yeah,
But I get your point.
Yeah. Just giving him giving him problems, not showing him lanes, just changing his information a little bit is a little. And who's the better player at this point? We have got into a little bit our argument at this point. Who's the better player at this juncture in their career? Kawhi Leonard or Giannis, the Greek Freak?
That's tough.
For me, it's Giannis.
But is it the youth? Is it the
It's
the
just
most
the size.
recent? Is it the
It's the
recency?
size. Look, I love Kawhi. Kawhi is clutch.
Yeah.
Kawhi hits big shots.
Yeah, and
Giannis
he's got some size.
Giannis is damn near 7 feet.
True.
And his numbers are up there with on par with Shaq this year. His effect on the game, he affects the game in more ways, in my opinion, than Kawhi. Kawhi, credible defensive player, but Giannis, he's at guarding fives, he's guarding ones, he's stopping, guards, slowing down guards on pick and roll. He's having to pick up the roller. Not a lot of guys can do that effectively at 6'11", 230 pounds. Then the speed, the athleticism, the jumper is broke, but
Will the jumper ever be fixing?
that's a good question. He probably have to shoot 500 to 1,000 shots a day every summer.
Just to be average,
Just to be okay, yeah.
to me.
Because it's pretty.
I never
it's
see
pretty
him
broke.
relying on that or that being him going to the jumper at a heavy clip.
Well, you never see like a
Yeah,
one dribble,
yeah.
one dribble raised jumper.
No.
He needs
That's
to
all
walk
I
into
have.
his three.
And
He
part
needs
of
things
that,
simple.
Part of that is body mechanics and the 7'4" wingspan. Unless you're the KD and you just blacked out on it in high school, you know what I mean, doing those DC.
Well, you
ball
would have
handling
had to had it done before with the chairs and all that.
Yeah.
The KD stuff was different, But
Way
but Giannis, you have to understand, 17, 18 years old.
You love that point.
Grew up playing over there and
Grew up selling the fake watches.
selling fake watches on the streets of Athens, Greece, but came to America as a project, grew up in the NBA from a developmental perspective. So not necessarily, it's more indicative of who his coaches that were developing in his game now, what you're seeing. So if it's Darvin Ham or whoever these assistants that have been with Giannis, you're seeing an old Darvin Ham type of dude, or whatever, or whatever it is. But if you would have had Phil Handy from the jump, you Giannis would have had Phil Handy from the jump. Giannis would be
AKA
one of the
business.
sickest ever right now. Okay,
Shout out to Phil Handy.
Shout out to Phil.
Oakland's finest.
shout out to
little
Phil.
bit, little bit of time.
Work with both Kobe
little bit
and
of time
LeBron.
business. So you're obviously going with
Giannis.
Giannis as the better player.
I mean, I agree. I agree with Chris with the makeup of Giannis. He affects the game more than anybody. I feel like the only problem will come, and what I asked him yesterday was, does Giannis really finish a game? Like, does Giannis really have a move to finish a game? Can you throw the ball
Can you
to
rely
Giannis
on the spin, the in
and then
and out
rely
spin for
on
game?
the spider move? Can you rely on that at the end of the game?
good question.
Yeah, that's a bad bet.
So I go. I agree wholeheartedly. Chris is absolutely right. He's the most talented. He affects the game more. But I go, hey, if you ask me
Who you want to close out a
who I
game?
need to close out a game for, it's like I gotta rely on. I gotta say Kawhi is not Giannis, but he does enough, close enough, and he can close the game for me. That's all.
We've seen Giannis hit jumper for game winner
for
against
sure,
the Knicks
for
last
sure,
year.
for sure.
But nothing like Kawhi.
Yeah,
No.
nothing like a move, 1 or 2 dribbles going
The
anywhere.
move he did it
It's
game
legendary.
7.
It's
Because it's 4
legendary.
dribbles, but just the way he
Dressing
got
cool.
to it, and then
using the minimum
push-
move,
no,
and then
using
the push,
run,
the push out.
the push
Yeah.
run.
The push out is what really. It was
Set
really.
it up.
It was Jordan all the way.
But-
I mean, it was
Right.
that straight. It was classic
mid-range
Michael
pull,
Jordan.
Mike
Get to the
mid-range
spot
pull.
and raise
Raise
back
up.
on
Let
your
me see
ass.
if you could jump up here with me.
Yep.
Speaking of Giannis, while we're on the subject of Giannis, the all NBA defensive teams were announced. The first team,
Okay.
Rudy Gobert,
Yep, he deserves it.
Paul George,
Yep,
Giannis,
yep.
Marcus Smart, E. Bled,
And Bledsoe?
Eric Bledsoe. Second team, Drew Holiday, Klay
Yes.
Thompson, Joel Embiid, Draymond Green,
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard. Any objections? You want to move somebody somewhere? You think somebody's in here that shouldn't be?
Drew Holiday's probably a first teamer. He's
Really?
he's one of the best defensive point
Over
guards in the
Bledsoe.
Over
NBA.
Bledsoe, yeah, that's
yeah.
I would agree with that. I would agree
Come
with you
on,
on
I would have
that.
to agree with
Drew's
you
got
on that.
size. He moves just
I
as
agree with
well.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
and he's got the anticipation. Steal game is
I agree.
crazy.
I agree.
And Drew Holiday been wasting a lot of defensive minutes on the bad
right.
team. There's something to be said to be playing high level defense on a winning basketball
Yeah.
team. That should prepare you
losing
enough,
team.
or excuse me, or even on a winning one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That what should she prepare? Well, that probably keeps him on the first team. If you're into those type of
Well,
things.
Bledsoe probably got the edge.
Yep.
The-
And he's winning.
The
Marcus
other,
Smart.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's a
God.
dog.
All right.
No, Marcus Smart
He's
is
a dog.
pound for pound is one of
He's
the
a
most
dog.
unbelievable basketball players in the NBA.
He's
I
a
kid
dog.
you not.
Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
He's still the top defensive
Long.
center in the NBA.
Yeah,
Long
long,
boy.
impeccable timing. You know, whatever.
Crying.
He's really.
I like it. He gives
the
a
crying
damn.
was
He-
whatever.
He gives a
Crying.
damn.
You can still
gives a
be.
damn.
You can still
He was
be.
probably mad about a bonus he didn't qualify for. To be honest,
That's what he's really crying
That's
about.
what these dudes
that
cry
$1
about.
million
Gotta have your
bonus
ass
he
crying.
missed.
and he's smart for framing it that
That's
way
how
though.
your ass crying.
Facts.
You're absolutely smart for framing it that
Absolutely
way.
facts.
Somebody should have framed something up a little differently while we're on this. It's your boy Josh Jackson. Down at the Rolling Loud
Yeah, what the
Festival.
hell was that?
No, there's
the
two
rest-
Rolling Loud incidents. Didn't Ezekiel Elliott get in trouble down there too?
Yeah,
What-
both guys got
Both
caught
guys
up
got
to
caught up.
on a certain
Rolling-
level.
They're rolling too much loud and don't know how to act off the
They're rolling
loud.
entirely too much loud at the
It's too
Rolling
much
Loud
loud.
Festival.
Yeah, but it's like-
but Josh Jackson at the Rolling Loud Festival.
I have a problem with that whole situation, and I'm not
with the details
I'm not coming down on Josh
for
Jackson.
blowing.
I'm not coming down on
No,
nothing.
we're not doing that.
I'm not
for
coming
blowing.
down on nothing about Josh Jackson.
Yeah, it's very
Okay, this is
opinionated.
bullshit. Okay, he's trying to get into VIP. You don't let him in.
Yeah,
Why not?
it's the Rolling Loud.
I mean, come on.
He didn't have his proper
It's so
credentials.
but come on. But regardless, if he breaks out, look, if the cops break out, I mean, it's real cops, it's security. Who is it? Like, why is a real cop?
You're saying somebody should know.
Why are real cops being security at Rolling Loud instead of regular security?
You're saying somebody should know who Josh Jackson is.
Everyone, yeah, come on, man.
In Phoenix,
Look, it's not a big deal. Overblown.
Bigger bonehead mistake. Josh Jackson's mistake at Rolling Loud, or D'Angelo Russell's mistake at the airport.
D'Angelo did not have the
home.
homie from Cali, okay, that told him the rules and regulations of how to operate if you decide, to move how you move. Dumbasses, just so you know, do not put anything in a can, a liquid, any bottle. Not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you, you need a homie to tell you, hey, TSA does
He's
not.
it.
Any more messages for the
You know,
youngins? For any more messages
don't-
for the
don't do
youngins?
that.
For the
We,
youngins
no foils.
transporting that thing.
Just don't do that.
I
to
don't-
yourself.
Loco.
I don't transport. I
Yep.
find it. I've never transported. Personally.
Especially if you're a multimillionaire.
No, I've never
Especially
transported.
if you're a
Yeah, it makes no sense. Hey, go
Period.
find it.
I'm not saying I have or haven't. I'm just telling you, as your friend from California, you do not need to put it in foil. Okay, I think didn't the athlete do that?
Yeah, I guess.
No foil and no bottles. That's all
No
I have to say
Arizona
about it. No Arizona
cans, iced
no
tea.
sneak. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it, because that's a bonehead situation.
As
That's
a
it.
multi-millionaire in charge of your own businesses and entity,
You're
you
a
should be a little
CEO.
bit more player about sharing and have the homie meet you. Only fly with it and travel with it in states that you can. Follow the guidelines.
Follow the
Follow
guidelines
the
and rules
guidelines.
and
Yeah,
And
Google.
stay out of the Rolling Loud
Read.
tours unless you got your man with you. You got to take
For real.
pre-breaks with the homies like the ladies do. You have been listening to SLiC Talk. I'm Jelani McCoy, your host, and this is my co-host, Kristan Johnson and Raymond Young. You can find us at slicksports.com.